Hi Cancer, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. It looks like something is concluding in the pre-shuffle. Something is concluding now. Maybe something that was a long time coming even. It's like maybe it took a lot to even resolve this situation. But it looks like you're moving to a place that's going to be environmentally better than where you were. This can even mean like emotionally you feel impacted in a way that feels better than whatever it was that you were dealing with because of the sense of resolving something. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like something's balancing out. Maybe something you even had to, fight for. It's like you could have been worried that something wasn't going to be fair even. Maybe you also didn't know if you were being fair with something too. Maybe there was a sense of being unsure about this. Let's see. Yeah. So it's like whether this was something you were experiencing or something that whether you felt like this was happening to you or you were doing this. I'm seeing something go on here where it's like the Five of Swords is not concerned with other people. The Five of Swords is not concerned with things being fair. The Five of Swords is concerned with protecting themselves above everything else. And when you see that next to this over here, this is all about like generosity and being fair and understanding what your values are and wanting people to treat you in the way that you want to be treated and like setting boundaries to support that. So it seems like you were dealing with this situation, whether this is an aspect of you or somebody you were around where you weren't sure if like something was going to be upheld that seems right to you. I'm also hearing something about the system. Maybe this was something that you felt like was even out of your hands at a certain point in time. I'm hearing protracting. Not sure what that's about. Protracting. Yeah, I'm seeing something that you were emotionally definitely feeling kind of sensitive even towards. It's like you were really present emotionally for this, but I'm seeing it be maybe you even feel like you found solace either in somebody that was comforting to you emotionally or you were comforting to yourself in this situation. Because I'm almost seeing it be like this really intuitive, like in touch emotionally type of energy here, and I'm seeing that like because of this person being so in touch, they understand and maybe even have empathy for someone that's not thinking in that way. Because I'm seeing like the Mother of Cups, the Queen of Cups be behind the Five of Swords here, and it feels like she's understanding what's going on. And it's like whether this is an aspect of you that like you were looking out for yourself in a situation and maybe you feel like you were being selfish in some way, or this is somebody that you're looking on to an experience that happened. I'm seeing like either way there's a sense of like having empathy even for this person, which is really interesting too, because it seems like there was something even at stake here. So it's like whether this was somebody that did something or this was you that did something, I'm seeing there be like a sense of forgiveness and understanding even here, which is really beautiful. Because it may be a more difficult energy even to empathize. Again, whether this is like an aspect of yourself or it's someone outside of yourself. And doesn't it always come back to the relationship with yourself too? It's like the more understanding we are of ourselves and all of the different things and accepting we are of ourselves, we're also then able to be accepting of other people. However, when we're not addressing things related to ourselves or we're not loving all of ourselves, we also find it quite difficult to be able to love other people in that way. So it's like the more at peace you are with yourself, the more at peace you are with other people, regardless of what they're doing. Because it's not about that. It's not conditional. When we love unconditionally, it transcends conditions. And it always starts with the relationship between you and yourself. I'm smelling pepper here. I'm also hearing the word stingy with the Five of Swords. It's like maybe someone even owed something, or someone was meant to do something that they didn't follow through with. I'm seeing that the Queen of Cups is really I'm hearing backbone of the conversation. So whatever this situation was that happened, and whether the Queen of Cups is you getting in touch with that aspect of yourself that's like sympathetic and nurturing and understanding what's going on emotionally, or this is somebody that you're going to, that you're like seeking wisdom from. I'm seeing that there's some sort of message that you receive from the Queen of Cups. Again, whether this is someone outside of yourself or this is a part of yourself you're getting in touch with. And that's what helps most with this experience that's happening currently. I'm seeing it's also going to have an effect on your confidence as well, which is interesting. Maybe like confidence in yourself and how you perceive yourself. It's like self-esteem, really, if we get down to it. Because it seems like there's an emotional understanding. I'm also hearing emotional intelligence that was needed in this situation. Because if you were just trying to intellectualize something, there's a sense of like not still being at odds with something that had been going on. Here we are. Yeah, I'm seeing some sort of like disruption, argument, internal conflict you have, and then I'm seeing it be like you step back from that. Whatever the Five of Swords is, whatever was going on that like didn't really seem kosher, it's like the Five of Swords is an energy that is not connecting ultimately with themselves nor other people because they're so concerned with like their own survival. So there's a sense of like taking a step back from whatever this situation was or whatever this behavior was, so you can actually get in touch with yourself here. Get in touch with the Queen of Cups. And it seems like because of this movement of getting closer with her, there's this, we're just picking pronouns here. Because of this movement of getting closer with her, there's a sense of actually getting closer to something that you want. I'm seeing some type of conversation as well that's happening too. Like I'm seeing the Queen of Cups coming through and talking to the Queen of Swords here. It's like it's definitely a desired conversation that's happening. I'm seeing them like mutually being able to help one another. It's like you can be finding support with someone, or like having a conversation. I'm seeing you feel similarly to this person, but they may approach things differently. It's like if you feel like you're on the more like emotional intuitive side of things, this person, you may perceive them as being more so analytical, um, and they may listen more even. It feels too like this is going to help you set boundaries. Yeah, I'm seeing you end a situation. For whichever way this resonates for you, whether this was something that you were doing that doesn't sit well with you, and it's like when you check in with yourself, you recognize you don't want to do this anymore, or this is someone around you that you're like, you know what, I don't really like the way that I feel when I'm around your energy because of your behavior, and so it's something I need to step back from. I'm seeing there be a decision that's being made to actually end a dynamic that's going on here. Again, whether this is you and yourself, like this is really being emphasized, whether this is you with yourself or you with another person. Either way you slice it, there's something that you don't feel at ease with, and you connecting with yourself actually helps you understand how you want to place boundaries in this situation, and to actually be able to hear what your intuition is telling you. Because there's a sense of wanting to combine these two energies of the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords, and this is like picking up on what you're feeling emotionally, intuitively, and being able to then make a decision with that, because you're analyzing this and you're being present for your emotional experience that you're having here. And you getting in touch with yourself in that way, or somebody that's giving you advice, it's helping you get to a point where you're finally ready to end something that needs to end. Because I'm seeing it's going to just cause further disruption for you unless this is cleared out. I'm looking at the Empress. The Empress represents Venus. Yeah. I'm seeing that the decision to finally end whatever situation this is that was going on here, I'm seeing this be definitely the move of what you were being guided to do. It's like you feel empowered because of this decision that you made. I'm seeing it be related to something new. It's like we end off with the Ten of Swords in that spread, and now this decision that you're making really to prioritize yourself here, because when we think about Venus energy with the Empress too, it's like everything is alive around her. Like she's taking care of herself, she's taking care of other people, she's like in nature, she feels good about herself. This is the divine feminine energy, which all of us have within us. But there's a sense of you like really knowing what you need to do for yourself here, and knowing that you're leaving a situation that may have been very difficult, and now you're getting to a point where you actually feel so hopeful about where you're going. And that's what the Fool represents too. It's like you're taking a leap of faith with something. It may be like unfamiliar or unknown territory, but you know it's time to break away. The Fool can also be unconventional, but it's kind of like a trendsetter type of energy. It's like you're doing something for your own empowerment here, and finding out your own unique way of doing that for your personal voice is what I'm hearing. And this is a card of hope, and it's a card of like where are we trying to go in the future as well. What are you trying to create? It's also a very innovative energy with Uranus. Wow. I'm getting the sense of a lot of Taurian energy here. I mean, we are looking at Venus, which does rule Taurus, and also Libra. The Queen of Swords also represents Libra. Definitely looking at your energy too, Cancer, with all the water. It feels like there's a relationship coming to fruition that may have been difficult to establish, and this can be a relationship that you're building and creating within yourself that's backed by your self-love. Because I am kind of seeing a scenario like that here. It's like you may have been keeping yourself at bay from making empowering moves because of maybe a situation that you were stagnating within, and because of finally choosing to end this, there's a sense of feeling empowered, feeling like this is a small victory for you, or a victory in general related to your empowerment, and you actually finding yourself within a place where you're feeling good about decisions that you're making. And so that's also reflecting on your self-esteem. It's like you listened to yourself and you showed up for yourself in a sense, and you made a decision for yourself, and so you're receiving the benefit of that, of how you feel when you show up for yourself, because you feel like you're being true to your needs and your desires and your intuition and what feels good for you and to you, regardless of what somebody else is telling you you need, or staying stuck around an energy that you don't want to be around, or a behavior that you don't feel good about when you do. It's something that doesn't sit well with you. And this can be choosing to be around somebody that you don't feel good about being around. It's like it's an energy that I'm hearing is disenchanting. And that doesn't mean that we don't have love for people too, but just because we have love for someone, it doesn't mean that we need to be around them. And that's also something to remember as well. Yeah, you're totally on your healing journey here. With the Star and the Nine of Pentacles here, it's like this is healing coming to fruition. This is you feeling like you're being authentic to the direction that you're trying to go into, that you're listening to yourself. Because there's a sense of inner harmony that we're feeling now with I'm hearing the High Priestess, so maybe also your intuition is involved in this, with the Empress. And it seems like because you're getting in touch with like yourself and your self-esteem, and also like what you want to do and how you want to share that. And I'm seeing this be less so like related to the career front and more so like within your personal life. It's like, how do you get in touch with yourself and how do you want to act accordingly? Like what feels good when it comes to how you're interacting with those around you, and also how you're interacting with yourself. And it seems like because of this rapport you're building with yourself, it seems to like it changes the way that you are interacting within your relationships out, like between you and people outside of yourself. So then I feel like because you're prioritizing your self-care as well, there's a sense of healing something I'm hearing that may have been fractured. I'm hearing fractured. And to end with the Nine of Pentacles too, the Nine of Pentacles is like you doing something independently and reaping the benefits of that because of the hard work that you've put in. And I am seeing this all be related with like the Venus energy and the Aquarian energy here, and the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles here. This is all related to like self-care and your relationship with yourself and your relationship with the divine feminine energy within you. So yeah, major arcanas that I'm looking at, Venus and Aquarius, and we are going to end it here, my friends. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.